Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Roy's Out and About, but today we're in and doing stuff. What we're going to do today is slow cook some marvelous pork back ribs, and we're going to go through that with you. Look at these ribs here, aren't they fantastic? Nice mix of meat and fat. You do want some fat for the ribs, for the gravy. And included in that, we're going to have some thyme, package of thyme, rosemary. These are organic. We also have about a dozen dried plums, also known as prunes. No comments, please, but they taste delicious. You'll find them, they'll make just absolutely fantastic accompaniment to ribs. We also have 3 celery ribs, believe it or not, there are 3 there, and the equivalent of 3 small carrots, or 3 medium-sized carrots, and 2 white onions. In addition, we're going to have 4 cans, jars, bottles of, I use Diana's sauce. We really like it, Gourmet Western Smokehouse. The reason we're using so many bottles of the sauce in the slow cooking is that I'm also going to be making up a good batch of gravy from the ribs and all of these good fixins, and that'll last us for quite a while. We like the gravy with, believe it or not, with mashed potatoes. So that's the reason for so many bottles. But why don't we get started, shall we? So the first thing we're going to do is cut up the carrots. And the carrots whereas most of the other stuff like the celery and the onions, they'll just go to flavor the sauce and then be disposed of. But the carrots we're going to eat. And we need to pre-cook them a little bit. So we're going to start even slices. I'm cutting them on making I think it's called a French cut. Tastes a little nicer. At least I think so. So here we have the carrots. So here we have a large Le Creuset pot with some cheesecloth, and here are my carrots. So we're going to put them like so, wrap them up nice and neat in here. We'll scoop them out at the very end when everything is done nicely. I'm going to add a little bit of white wine to add some flavor, and I'm adding about 1 cup of water. I'm going to set this on medium and let this cook for about 20 minutes. Le Creuset. If you don't have a Le Creuset pot, I highly recommend it. Every house should have one for the rest of your life. In the meantime, we're going to put the oven on 250 Fahrenheit. Preheat. Next up, we'll do the celery. These are the outside ribs. You don't have to be fantastic quality. We just again want them to add flavor to the sauce, and that'll be about it. We won't be actually eating them. Rough. You cut them up rough, it doesn't matter. So here are the celeries. Celeries? Is that the plural? Oops. So we've got this, and what we're going to do is give everything a good rinse. The leaves, the celery, the plums, and then set it to the side. See you in a minute. Well, let's check on the carrots. Well, just starting to steam, which is good, and my oven has preheated at 250. So now I'm going to leave, I don't know if you can see it, but a slight gap over here to allow the steam to escape, because I do want to have it settle down, reduce. I'll put the fan on as well. Now, back to our slicing and dicing. The onions. As you can see, I'm slicing them lengthwise. I learned just a while ago, I think like most people, I used to cut this way, and when you actually want to do is cut that way. Makes it for easier to slice open the little pieces, or to dice it. I hear the steam coming off of the Le Creuset pot. Like I said, if you've never had, or if you don't have, you should go out and buy yourself a Le Creuset pot, or I guess you could go with any sort of enameled iron pot, but Le Creuset is by far the best, and you're going to pay for it. Well, let's be honest about that. But I find the enamel is coating is more consistent. It tends to last longer. Everything about it is of, I think, better quality. Well, actually, not just me, but America's Test Kitchen did which is another YouTube channel, did a review of pots, enamel cast iron, and they also concluded that Le Creuset was the best. So don't just take my word for it. And that is our 2 onions. Put them to the side. I hope my plate's big enough. How is it when you cut an onion and you dice an onion, it seems to like quadruple in size? Could somebody explain that to me in the comments below? I would appreciate it. Okay. Again, I'm whining. So we're starting to divvy up the ribs. We're going to keep a couple for, we're going to cook everything, but we're going to keep a couple of sections for soup later on. Good enough?
Yeah, also for soup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay. We've chopped up. I think we have more than enough for supper, more than enough for soup. Now we're going to add the paprika and the pepper. Rub it in. So my admirable hand model assistant will first put on the pepper. Okay, now I'll just rub that in. Give it a good rub.
More?
The other side?
No more.
Okay, no, we're fine. Okay, next we're going to do paprika.
More?
More, please. Okay, I think that's good. I'm the paprika lover. And Anna is the pepper lover, so we both work it that way. Okay, so my friends, this is it. We're going to wait a couple of minutes until the carrots have done a little bit, and then we're going to put everything in the crock pot, not crock pot, the Le Creuset pot. See you then. So we've taken it off. As you can see, most of the liquid has evaporated. The carrots are in nice shape. So the first thing we're going to put into the pot are all the fixings. So we're going to throw in all the leaves. Give us a nice little bed here. Make a nice flavor. And then on top of that, we'll put the celery and the prunes. Sorry, the dried plums. Public relations is everything. Okay, there we go. Next, in go the ribs. So we've put the 5 pieces in. Try to get them as much as possible. Just place downwards, but they look good. Now we'll go with the sauce. See how many we need. Like I said, I like Diana's sauce. I don't know if it's available outside of Canada. I hope so. We like it because there's not that much. It's got a nice smoky flavor to it, number one, but there's not that much sweetness to it. I don't know what it is about ribs, but for some reason people seem to like rib sauce that's almost candy-like in flavor with all the sugar. 2. So we're going to put this in the oven, 250 Fahrenheit, for about between 2.5 hours and 2 hours and 45 minutes. Somewhere in between those two marks. Yeah, I think 4 is more than enough. And last, but certainly not least, let's put the onions on. There we go. And into the oven it's going to go. So on goes the lid. Make sure that if you haven't already, that you've lowered the rack to a lower setting. And that's it. It's 2:45 now, 2:44, and it should be ready about 20 after 5. We'll take it off. Like I said, bake at 250 Fahrenheit. Well, it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. So let's see what we have. 2 hours and 45 minutes, sorry. Smells delicious. I wish you were here to smell this. So, first things first. We'll take the ribs out. And don't they look delicious? Okay, that's that. Next, we're going to take out the carrots. Let them drain a little bit first. Next up, we want to grab the plums. delicious. Someone is saying in the background that she loves them. And they're healthy. They're very healthy, you know. So here we have, that's a lot of plums. But they look delicious. So I think we've got them all. And after this, what we will do is we'll take a little bit of gravy for our dinner. And then after that, after dinner, we'll bottle the rest. Why don't you join us at the table? Well, folks, here we are. It's plated. It looks a little dark, but we have the candles on. This is actually U.S. Thanksgiving, but we're using any reason for a celebration, but it looks absolutely delicious. And along with that, we have Anna's fantastic coleslaw. So with that, we wish you bon appetit, and if you're our U.S. friends watching, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time.